Take your CJ7 all the way to 11. Jeepin' with Cool Guy.
Moved ahead a little bit, and to be honest with you, I didn't feel like filming it because, like I've said before, there's so many things on this car, or this Jeep in particular, that are specific to what the previous owner has done. So for right now, all I've done is I've taken off all of the radiator hoses, the water hoses. Other things that I've done is I've taken off all the fuel lines. So I've disconnected the piece from the front of the carburetor that had the fuel filter right here. And there's vacuum lines running all over the place. So I disconnected all of those specifically because I don't really plan on putting them all back into place as they were. Considering I want to do the computer bypass to get a better running engine, most of these things will not go back into place, and we will wind up plugging in a lot of those things. But we're starting to get to the point where the engine's looking really clean. I've started scrubbing up the back of it, kind of opening it up, getting the grease off the back, finding the actual stamps, the date stamps, and all the other cool things on there. I think what I'm going to do next is I'm going to take off the throttle body, the throttle cable connecting housing that goes right up to the actual carburetor and right into the choke and the actual throttle. This might be kind of hard to decipher, but this is the throttle arm right here that goes right into the carburetor and the choke. You listen to me using all of my big technical terms and having absolutely no idea what I'm talking about. Anyways, this clamp that I was telling you about earlier is just this wire. It's not even a wire, but it's shaped like that, and it goes around the outer part of the rod and holds this pivot ball in place inside of the actual rod itself. And the rod itself has just the hole drilled out on the inside of it, so it just kind of sits over. It's like a shoulder connector, and then that clamp goes right on top of it. Once you've disconnected that rod, now you've actually disconnected the whole throttle housing from the carburetor. So now let's take the throttle connecting plate off. You can see where it's got the cable that runs into it, and here's the actual throttle cable. Probably gonna have to replace this just because this piece broke off. Not happy about that, but whatever. There seems to be one bolt. Well, no, two apparently. There's one here and one here. Both of them are 1/2 inch. Oh, that's not going anywhere. Try the top one. Oh, apparently I've already loosened that one. That was easy. There we go. Just needed to get it loosened up. Now we can use this one. A lot of oxidation on the inside of that thing. That's kind of bizarre. Oh, hey, what do you know? Why didn't you guys let me know that this one was hiding back here? Thanks for your help. That's a lot of bolts to hold on just one plate for a throttle cable. Yeah, that was graceful. There's your throttle cable plate and all its glory and rust. Be interesting to see if I can powder coat clean this thing up, just because there's so many different pieces on here. But if you wanted to disconnect, your throttle cable from this piece, same thing as the main connecting rod. There's this sleeve clamp. It just goes right over the ball. You just need to get that loosened up. Your throttle cable is held on to the back part of this plate by the two plastic. Technical terms seem to be eluding me today, so whatever these things may be, just need some pliers. Pop that through. Okay, using those pliers and more hand-eye coordination than I currently have. Alright. We now have the throttle cable disconnected. Like I said before, probably going to be replacing this just because it's old and rusty. And then this needs to be cleaned up, de-rusted, and coated.